recent arrival in the West Bromwich Albion first team. He's only made 4 appearances, having arrived as a second choice. The first choice left in January, so he's your man now. Joel Piroe gets ready to get the game underway for Leeds. The first of 3 lunchtime kickoffs over the next few weekends for Leeds, with the Millwall match in the middle. And Leeds it is who have possession with Joe Rodon. Happy St David's Day to anybody following from a Welsh persuasion, Dan James included, as he puts the ball across the penalty area, a little too far across the penalty area. As it turned out, Manor Solomon couldn't quite get to it, and the ball goes out for a throw-in.
Well, that is some start. Rodon excellent up to Piroe. What about that touch around the corner for Dan James, and a good cross in. So got to follow up the 2 really good recent performances with a strong home performance. Just as valuable, 3 points is what we need.
Rodon manages to keep the ball in play there and get it back to Meslier. Unmissable in bright pink today. Struijk, who wears the armband in the continued absence of Ethan Ampadu. Some news around his progression in terms of his injury in the last couple of days, with a suggestion there's an outside chance that he might be back in action by April. Struijk, in the meantime, having come into the starting 11, will look to fill that gap admirably. Tanaka back to Pascal Struijk. Through it goes for James, and comes back for Tanaka again. And he goes square to Rodon. And wide left to Junior Firpo, in field to Manor Solomon. Just tucks it back into Tanaka. Straight ball for Joel Piroe. There's a bit of space for Solomon. He's found him there as well. And now Solomon can attack the edge of the penalty area. Puts a low cross in, and it's diverted behind, and the game has its first corner kick, and it goes to Leeds United.
Once again, just excellent patient play where we control that ball, move it left to right, find a bit of space, and then once we go very quickly. Ball got out to Solomon, couldn't quite get it across. Furlong got in the way.
So Leeds, who have been in good form from set pieces in recent weeks, aided and abetted by the man who's about to take this corner kick, Joe Rothwell.
Well, there is a right tussle with Pascal Struijk, and whoever is marking him there, Molumby I think it is, trying to get into his face. He knows he's our main attacker, isn't he, once it goes in the box. Struijk really launches himself at those balls.
Pascal Struijk is looking towards the referee for assistance here. He's got away from his marker, he slipped, and the ball is headed clear. Solomon gets in with a buttock to the ball there, but it breaks back into the Leeds half, but Dan James is diligent in getting back to make sure there's no danger.
I love it. Adam Armstrong thought, right, I'm going to get on the end. Oh, no, I'm not. So Dan James is next to me and loses the race by just the 4 or 5 yards.
Armstrong up front, who has form against Leeds, I think it's fair to say.
Let's not go there.
That's it. I'll never mention it again.
Good.
Struijk wide to the left to James. Plays it forward, but behind Firpo, cleared up a little way towards and over the halfway line, where Struijk will pick it up again for Leeds. Rolls it forward to Joe Rothwell, and to his left to Solomon. Good close control from Solomon. Comes inside a couple of challenges. Comes infield, gets it to Aaronson. Now Rodon in that West Brom half. Wide right to Jaden Bogle. Bogle comes back to Rodon again. Rodon with the ball back to Bogle, to his right. Through the legs of the midfielder to Aaronson. Aaronson into Bogle's path in the penalty area, just ahead of him. Nice idea, almost worked, but Wildsmith, the keeper, reacted quickly and got in there just ahead of Jaden Bogle.
Read the danger, we just ran out of space, didn't we? Keeper does well. You're right, gets there first, but good play. We've started the game well at a high tempo, really popping it around. There's no resting on our laurels. Of course, the manager, Daniel Farker, would not allow that, but the boys look sharp. Bartley. Straight into touch from the West Brom skipper. Had an extended loan spell at Leeds. Popular player when he was here. Struijk
gives the ball to Rodon. Works it past Swift and then just goes back to Tanaka. He goes cross field. Full-back right side, Furlong will win the header. And then into midfield where Tanaka steps in quickly to win the ball back for Leeds United and give it to Manor Solomon via Junior Firpo. Now Rothwell. Leeds moving it around quickly with Rodon. Steps up, plays it over the top. Will Bogle get to this one? It's a chase to try and do that. Gets to it and does really well and gets it back for Dan James on the edge of the penalty area. Into the penalty area, puts his shot just past the far post. Wow, really good play by Bogle initially, and then Dan James, who picked up the loose ball, and he wasn't too far away from the opening goal of the game.
Oh, it was an excellent play. Bogle knew he was going to get taken out as well, but the chip over was perfect. And Bogle down this right-hand side really gets forward so very well. And Dan James, just a little jink. Difficult from that sort of angle, but try and hit it on target somehow, just a little wide.
Albion in their own half give the ball back to the goalkeeper, who's closed down by Piroe, so he goes with a longer clearance, kept in by Furlong down the right side for West Brom, and then there's a load of space down there because Firpo had stepped up and now he's got to chase back as the ball comes into the edge of the penalty area, and it's just diverted wide by Swift arriving in the penalty box, and the ball bobbled off his feet and just past the post. And Leeds were a little fortunate there.
Oh, they certainly were. Like everyone else, I just looked up and thought, where's our left back? And the ball across was met well. And Meslier was rooted to the spot, hoping it goes wide, and it only just does.
Leeds concede poor possession in their own half. West Brom with Molumby. And then the ball is back with Furlong, who turns it all the way back to the goalkeeper. He puts his foot through it. Struijk chests it down to Rothwell, who turns and goes forwards, and then he's fouled, he's blocked off as he tries to make his way forward, so Leeds have a free kick about 15 yards inside the West Brom half.
I'm not sure we needed a warning, but we certainly had one there. Can't give anything away, nothing sloppy, keep doing the right things. Fortunately West Brom didn't punish us, but we don't want to be giving those sort of chances away.
Junior Firpo perhaps a little overly gung-ho on that occasion. Dan James curls his cross into the box. Again, it's gone a little too deep for a teammate there. Solomon couldn't get on the end of that one, right at the far side of the penalty area, and beyond both it goes and out for a West Brom throw-in.
Well, I think certainly we're allowed to have our fullbacks kind of higher up the pitch when we have really good possession, but of course when you lose it in dangerous areas, suddenly the space is there. Sometimes a midfielder can come and read that situation, but there, I think we got it a bit wrong.
Firpo with a header from the throw-in, goes out of play, and it will be another West Brom throw, a little further up the touch line, towards the halfway line. And the ball is thrown into Isaac Price. He goes back into the penalty area to the keeper, Wildsmith. Oh, he's giving it straight to Manor Solomon. Solomon coming in from the touchline, gives it back to Rothwell. Rothwell, short ball to Firpo, out by that left side touchline where James is waiting now. Rothwell back to the halfway line to Struijk, into the middle to Tanaka, to Rothwell, and now there's a bit of room for Dan James, left side of the penalty area, curls across into the middle, and it's put away by Junior Firpo, who's there again and rises above everybody else to put another header into the back of the net for Leeds United 1, West Bromwich Albion 0.
Oh, it's a brilliant goal, and that's what Junior Firpo will say. Well, if I take a chance, this is what can happen. And yet again, he is the one rising into the centre forward position to nod home, getting a bit of a habit this one, and I absolutely love it. But good work, wasn't it? Excellent from Dan James, who tucks inside, and the delivery into the box is superb. Got to show that quality, got to play the right pass, the right cross, and Dan James certainly has done that. Started really well, thought he might whip it in with the left, instead comes out with the right, allows the run. West Brom all at sea at the back, and Firpo gets in between the two centre halves to get a glancing touch in past the keeper. Excellent start.
That famous James Firpo combination works once more for Leeds United. And the volume levels have been cranked up inside Ellen Road. The first goal of the game. James in the middle, almost got a header in against Heggem, but just lost out. And then great challenge by Aaronson, and ultimately just held off the ball. And Leeds are trying to put the pressure on here. Keeper with a bit of a slice at it, but he gets good distance on his clearance. Struijk with the foul committed, as it turned out, on Armstrong in the centre spot, and West Brom take a quick free kick to try and get momentum forward themselves here down the left-hand side with Johnston. Coming into a crowd of Leeds shirts, the ball breaks back for Styles off Bogle. And now Mowatt, another former Leeds man, to Johnston. Short ball forward to Swift, and then manages to work it back to Johnston and Styles once more for West Brom, playing in the Leeds half. High up in the Leeds half before they retreat a little to Heggem on the halfway line. He gives it to Swift. Junior Firpo's name on the lips of many around the ground as Rothwell almost picks up on a loose pass, but it's quickly taken away from him by the busy Armstrong. Now Johnston down the left-hand side for West Brom, up against Bogle. Johnson comes back for the cross from Mowatt to the far post. It's a good one into the middle. A bit of a shout for a handball in there. The referee's having none of it, and the ball is cleared into touch by the halfway line.
Once again, just got to be careful. That was a decent ball to the back stick. Meslier had to quickly twist and turn, but appealing for handball. Has to hit the hand, doesn't it? Not the head or the thigh.
I think that's the way it usually works.
Okay.
Styles. Although Sheffield Wednesday may argue different after their game against Sunderland last night. But that's another story. Ball back to the goalkeeper, Wildsmith, on the edge of the penalty area, edge of the D in fact. West Bromwich Albion responding with attacking moves to that opening goal of the game. Bartley, there's space in the midfield that needs closing belatedly. Johnston now for West Brom down the left-hand side, moving up quickly towards the edge of the box. Still going, right foot shot, blocked by Rodon. Still there for potential attack from West Brom. Back it comes into the midfield to Molumby, and then the ball is crossed. It hits Firpo on its way. Struijk heads out towards the far touchline. Piroe can't get there. West Brom have a throw.
Well, there's no doubt that West Brom trying to play themselves back in the game. Oh, what a bad throw that was.
Well, there are many borderline throw-ins these days.
That wasn't one of them.
That was way beyond the border, wasn't it?
That wasn't one of them, my goodness. Centre half, come on, just get back and defend. Stop going out there trying to throw a ball in. That was awful. But no, West Brom, they're being positive, aren't they? They're coming back at us, trying to play their stuff. I just think that if they don't take one of their chances, this will play into our hands again, just pushing on, finding a bit of space, and if we can get that second, things will look even better.
Good challenge by James in the midfield. Piroe, his pass is short of Aaronson, and Leeds squandered an opportunity, having won the ball back bravely there. Dan James' teammates couldn't get it going, but now they've given the ball again. Rothwell, though, is caught in possession, turned into trouble. What a challenge from Struijk. What a pass. Left his man on the floor, ball into the middle. James has run off the defender Styles, gets to the byline in the penalty area, chips it up into the middle, heads away by Bartley. Bogle arriving, won't quite get there first, and the ball is played into touch for a Leeds throw-in.
Oh, James to Piroe, surely that was the ball if he got on it nice and early. Piroe was just having a talk to him now, and that the space was there to roll it back first time, but couldn't quite find the right pass. But excellent play again. Rothwell gets caught on the ball, but Struijk taking no prisoners. Great tackle and pass, gets the ball cleanly. And a bit of the player.
And the West Brom man who was on the end of that is now back on his feet and moving back into defensive position, because Leeds have an attacking throw-in level with the edge of the West Brom penalty area. In the 15th minute, Leeds with the only goal of the game so far. Bogle with the throw-in to James. Gives it to Aaronson. Can't protect the ball, stays down under the challenge as West Brom Move the ball initially forwards and now back into the penalty area. Goes across the box to Bartley. Carries it forward. He's allowed to carry it forward because Firpo came in. Now needs to go out. Rodon and Tanaka between them get the ball back for Leeds United, and now Tanaka and Bogle exchange passes, and Rodon is involved once more. Struijk with a pass out wide. Nice pass to Manor Solomon, who's found himself a pocket of space to operate down that touchline. Still going. Level with the edge of the West Brom box, left side. Solomon just pokes it back into Rothwell. And into the middle to Tanaka. And back it goes to Rothwell once more. Forward for Solomon, back to Tanaka. Caught late, surely. The referee doesn't give a free kick. Leeds had the ball initially, then Styles got a header in, and Bogle picks up the loose ball. It comes all the way back to Meslier. Meslier out to the left to Struijk, and back into the middle to Tanaka. Joe Rodon to Dan James. First time ball in is a good one to Bogle and on to Aaronson, and James will pick up, and Aaronson will leave it to Bogle in the penalty area, and he just tried to get to the byline, and the desperate challenge coming in from Heggem was good enough to keep him out but concede a corner. Oh,
excellent play again. Sharp passes short when we do get in. Heggem actually does really well to make sure he gets a block. Bogle just trying to lift it above the challenge that was coming.
So Leeds with Rothwell will have a corner kick. Rothwell with the right foot into the penalty area, heads up, comes back out for a shot from Aaronson. Power behind it, but straight into the back of the man standing in front of him, Swift.
Excellent corner though again, wasn't it? Just on the money in that danger area, asking questions of West Brom.
I made the big mistake of having a quick chat with Joe Rothwell in the tunnel after the game on Monday night, and I said, another great cameo, Joe. He wasn't happy with that. He said,
no.
I don't want that. I said, fair enough, I understand, I apologise.
But any time that you do get that opportunity to come on and show what you're about, you've got to make the most of it. That's what Joe's done, and here he is playing today. But you can see what he adds, absolutely, that midfield area.
Aforementioned Rothwell will take a free kick for Leeds United here. Actually, Rodon takes it short to Rothwell and comes back to Tanaka. And Struijk to Solomon. Again, has come off his man to find space. Firpo puts it into him. Lovely ball, that. And now wide to Dan James. Just too far. What a shame. And some of the passing there was super slick, and the long one at the end of it was too long, and it went out for a throw-in.
Yeah, I think clearly a key feature of the way we play is the understanding between the wide men. So Firpo and Solomon on the left, and Bogle and James on the right. The flanks, we really can put a lot of damage into teams.
Piroe into the middle of the West Brom half for Firpo. Solomon back to Struijk. Sun is shining brightly above Ellen Road now. Rodon down the channel for Bogle, who comes back to Tanaka. Tanaka goes square to Struijk to his left, and further wide to Firpo. Comes back into the middle. Tanaka just about caught cleanly there, and Molumby's challenge gets West Brom back on the ball on the halfway line, and the passes down the line for Molumby to go after. He's ahead of Firpo, and he's got there, and he'll put his cross in, and Meslier will spot the danger and get off his line sharpish to make sure he can pick the ball up for Leeds and then walk it up to the penalty spot. Throws it out over arm to Firpo. And back to Pascal Struijk. Short pass forward to Rothwell. And back it comes to Struijk once more. Rodon says, not me this time. Johnston is watching him, so it goes the other way to Rothwell. Back into the middle for Struijk. Rodon has Bogle waiting wide, and there's space in front of Bogle. Down the line it goes for James. Just about kept away by Styles, and then ball is kept in play. by Johnson, but given away. Tanaka, lively in the midfield, wins another loose ball, intercepts it, and Leeds take a quick free kick as he's fouled.
Well, no doubt if you watch us play, you'll think, wow, you know, we've got some attacking power, but we are the best at winning the ball back as well. The energy, the organisation, and the way that we win the ball high up the pitch really is impressive.
All built on hard work, isn't it?
Absolutely.
James down the right-hand side, behind Bogle, and Styles takes it away from him. Now West Brom are trying to move forward up to the halfway line. The ball goes to Price. Isaac Price then back into Furlong, and then back further to Bartley. Played into the midfield. Rothwell's got across but can't get there ahead of Johnston now for West Brom. Puts his pass out wide far side, and it's picked up in that area by Price, moving into the middle for West Brom. Ball up to the edge of the box. Brilliant challenge from Bogle, because Styles was in front of him and he got round him on the edge of the area and had to get it absolutely spot on, or Leeds were in trouble.
If he doesn't, it's a penalty. Simple as that, but it was perfect. Got there with that interception, but once again, it's just West Brom moving it quickly. They come inside, the space was there, but not for long.
Struijk to Rodon. To Piroe, laid off for Tanaka, over the top. Look at the space here for Aaronson. He's through here, and Aaronson, he's into the area. Well, he's just closed down by Heggem. Couldn't get going quite quickly enough there as the ball bobbled around in front of him, but for a moment there, clear sight, clear run towards goal.
Yes, just didn't quite, as you say, have the speed just to get away. Heggem once again did well to get back.
Loose ball is given back to Leeds United. Struijk to Tanaka. Tanaka, square ball to Rodon. Into the middle to Piroe. Turns, look at the space around him here, Joel Piroe. And he's played the ball. Oh, what a ball to Firpo, left side of the penalty area. Men waiting in the middle. Solomon was just poised to try and have a shot there, and it was taken away from it at a key moment for a corner.
Well, it's excellent play, but what about the body position of the right back Furlong? Just absolutely awful. Twists himself up and doesn't even look at the ball. Could have easily intercepted it if he watched it, but in the end, Firpo gets there. Couldn't quite get on the end of the cross.
Rothwell goes to the far side to take the corner that results. Again, crowd of players on the edge of the 6-yard box. Struijk at the back of the line. Rothwell curls it in now. Back post! Oh, Tanaka was waiting, and he swung his boot at it and he missed it completely, and he puts his hands straight to his head because he knows that was a chance.
Oh, swing and a miss. Look, he's in acres of space, and Rodon goes in, takes the defender with him, and it comes a long way. Tanaka sees it, but just a little high, couldn't get his foot up for a volley in time.
It was a more difficult, an easier position rather than he scored from in the game on Monday night. Some header that was.
Good header, wasn't it? Controlled back into the area where defender nor keeper could get there.
Throw into West Brom on the halfway line. It's just inside the Leeds half now by the time it's been moved forward a little way. Comes back into Bartley. And Bartley with a short ball to Molumby. Comes back to Mowatt. Straight ball to the halfway line for Price. Molumby. Leeds subs appear down below, hence the applause in the West Stand. Bartley. Forward it goes, laid straight into the path of Struijk. Rothwell trying to keep the ball away from Styles. Styles was all over him and pushed him to the ground. Aaronson rather was the man on the end of that, so it's a Leeds United free kick just outside the centre circle.
Talking of Brendan Aaronson, who do you think's ran the furthest on average in our side? Oh, I think I've just given it away.
Would it be Brendan
It's
Aaronson?
Brendan Aaronson. Can you believe it? He does such a a good job in that number 10 area when we do lose it, just giving us that structure to then go and pounce and win the ball back again, and there's some good stuff going forward as well.
Rodon a little over ambitious with his attempt to play Bogle in. West Bromwich Albion managed to read what was happening and close it down, and they have it on the halfway line with Johnston and now Mowatt. Short pass to Bartley. Bartley onto Price. Price's pass has just about found his a teammate there, and then Aaronson goes in again to put pressure on. And pressure applied forced the error in the first instance, and Leeds now work down the left-hand side. Firpo comes back to Struijk. Rothwell to Meslier in the D. To Rodon. Goes long over the top. Piroe's chasing. Bartley will get there ahead of him, but ball drops nicely for Dan James off the foot of Bartley. Dan James 5 yards outside the box. In it goes to Piroe. Tries the return ball. Styles will get there ahead of him though. And then another shank clearance from the goalkeeper. But he's lucky that it manages to find its way to Armstrong. And he deals with it and gets West Brom back in possession of the ball on the halfway line now with Johnston. Comes inside Bogle, but not Tanaka. Now Rothwell again in the middle for Leeds United, trying to pull the strings here.
Too long.
Too long, that pass for Dan James. And right idea.
Yeah, just tried to rush it, but also needed a bit more elevation on it.
Molumby to Furlong. Comes back for Bartley. And then Mowatt. And then Heggem out to the number 10 Swift. Aaronson in really well on Styles again.
That's what he does. That's what he gives you. We win the ball back yet again and getting at the opposition.
That's a little round of applause from Joe Rodon. Tanaka to wide to Bogle. In it goes to Dan James. Styles is quickly there to close him down. West Brom, no doubt, hoping to keep Dan James as quiet as Sheffield United did on Monday evening, apparently.
Well, I hope so, because he'll come up with a brilliant cross or two.
Free kick West Brom, played out towards the right side, and then comes back in field to Molumby. Armstrong drops into his own half to pick up the ball and give it back to Mowatt. And then across the back to Heggem. Heggem forced back to the goalkeeper. Wildsmith takes his time and plays it to his right to Kyle Bartley. Bartley down the channel. Challenged by Struijk is helpful, and Leeds end up with the ball back with Aaronson once more in the midfield. Back it comes to Rodon. To his left to Pascal Struijk. Mana Solomon. Seen too much of the ball recently. Meslier. Options are limited, short anyway, so he's going to have to go long, which he does, over the top now. Bartley wins the header in between Firpo and Piroe. Bartley again on the ball for West Brom. Just goes to his right to Furlong, and Furlong is forced back to the goalkeeper by the presence of Mana Solomon. Again, Furlong has it. Again, Solomon is close to him, so once more it comes back for Wildsmith. This time he lifts his pass, looking to get it over the head of Solomon. It works well because Furlong has chested it down, but then he's given it away to Tanaka right in the middle. He tries to chip it up. One of those rare occasions where I suspect for Ao Tanaka there was probably a better option.
Yes, and the option he went for was going to be difficult, but once again just winning the ball back, pushing West Brom back, making another opportunity at 1-0. We're certainly in control of the game now. West Brom finding it difficult to string too many passes together. Oh,
Pascal Struijk suffered a difficulty there because he played his pass straight into touch ahead of Junior Firpo. So we reach the 30th minute. West Brom with a throw in. Back it goes to Bartley. And then Heggem out to Johnston on this near side.
He's looked lively, Johnston. Seems to be a really well-balanced player. Good skills. Keeps the ball well. Some good decisions, but just got to keep him away from goal. If he does that in his own half, then that's fine.
Mowatt to Styles. A lot of space in the middle now for West Brom to carry the ball up into the Leeds half. Swift on this left-hand side. Swift comes infield, tucks it back in for Johnston. Johnston into the penalty area. Armstrong's onside. It's rolling goalwards, but not very quickly. So Pascal Struijk gets in to turn it behind for West Brom's first corner kick of the game.
Well, there seemed to be so much space there for Adam Armstrong just to slip into. He was onside. Pascal Struijk has moved up. Firpo didn't and played him on.
So it required the intervention of Struijk as the ball had gone past Meslier and was rolling towards goal, but slowly enough that Struijk was able to get in and just tuck it behind. But Leeds still have to defend the corner that comes from that. Now all the argy-bargies in the Leeds 6-yard box as the ball goes in high towards the far stick and then heads up from Rodon at that far side, and he gets contact on it, which takes the ball behind for another West Brom corner.
Good defending. That's a couple of times now the corner kicks have gone to the back stick, so just got to beware of that. Certainly Rodon was.
And again, West Brom have two men lurking, Furlong and Heggem, at the back of the 6-yard box. There's a strong chance that this may be where it's heading as it's curled in goalwards. Meslier with a double-handed punch out the penalty area. Solomon looked like a little push from Mana Solomon as the ball comes back into the box, but there's nobody waiting there when it comes in, and it goes behind. And Mana Solomon can maybe count himself a tad fortunate that the referee didn't see it as we maybe saw it.
Well, I think that's a free kick against us, but it didn't go for Tony Mowbray's men.
Tony Mowbray, gilet on in his technical area. Whenever I've had dealings with him, really nice guy.
Really is. I actually played with Moggers, that's his nickname, in England B many moons ago. Excellent centre half he was. Ball
into Mana Solomon in the centre circle. Loves his chocolate. Mana Solomon slips a little. Bogle had set off on a run, didn't get it. Solomon again in that right back position for Leeds. Gives it to Rodon, who goes across the back to Struijk. Struijk with a ball into Piroe. Protects it well, gives it to Rothwell. Rothwell stumbles through the first challenge, keeps going. Gets it out wide right side to Bogle. Down the line to James. Styles quickly into the face of James. Comes inside and gives the ball away. Johnson. Lanky Johnson's footwork's really good and gets it to Armstrong. And then challenge on the halfway line from James. Just a little bit of frustration perhaps that he lost the ball at the start of that, and West Brom have the free kick as a result of it.
Yeah, just having a chat as the referee with Dan James. It's a foul, but nothing more than that. Keep doing it, it might be a problem.
Bartley hands on hips in the centre circle.
Just seeing Johnston weave his way through. He has got a nicely balanced look about him. Comfortable on that ball.
West Brom through the middle. Ball onto the back of Armstrong, and he's defending, still bobbling around. Meslier's got to come. Meslier did come, and it required Joe Rodon just to make sure that he manoeuvred Armstrong away from getting in on the ball, because there was a moment's hesitation in there which almost caused a big problem.
It certainly did, but fortunately Rodon, you're right, just made his frame even bigger, stopped Armstrong getting there and demanded Meslier to come out and grab that ball, and he did.
Rodon, straight ball for Piroe, laid on nicely, and now Rothwell plays it left side. Firpo is arriving, but he won't get to that one. Price has read it and got there ahead of him. Just a little bit more on that from Rothwell, and it was a really good opportunity for Leeds. Here's Styles though for West Bromwich Albion. Come over the halfway line, and then the ball is behind Johnston, and that will be a offside decision against the West Brom man.
Piroe today as well, he's showing so much more, and the balls are coming into him. His layoffs and hold-up play has been excellent. Little one-touch around the corners. He's certainly playing with confidence, and why not? Scoring goals always gives a striker plenty of confidence.
If indeed he is a striker. Joe Rodon.
Oh, let's not go there.
Rodon tries to get the ball forward. It comes off the feet of Swift and into the hands of Mowbray, which tells you that it's a Leeds United throw-in. tend to go before the half-time interval. Bogle with the throw for Aaronson. He tries the flick, it doesn't work, but Leeds end up with another throw in as it comes apparently off Mowatt. Not best pleased with the assistant's decision. So Bogle gets another go. As anticipated, West Brom are making a game of this for sure. Styles with the header. Johnston on the halfway line. Challenge again is from Aaronson. Comes out off Aaronson for a West Brom throw in right on the halfway line. Styles goes back into his own territory to Heggem. And across the back to Bartley. Now Mowatt back to Bartley again. Goes out to his right to Furlong. Forced back by the presence of Solomon, who's thinking of trying to pressurise the goalkeeper as well, but Wildsmith goes long. Struijk with a header, and then Rothwell. Leeds fans wanted a free kick for the challenge on Struijk there, but they get nothing.
Well, it's dangerous once you're in the middle of a jump and then you get nudged and turned around. Fortunately, Struijk is okay.
Styles for West Brom, and the halfway line now is Swift. Into the centre is Molumby. Bartley gets there ahead of Solomon and passes to Furlong and gets it back. And goes back again to the full-back. Darnell Furlong curls his pass beyond Firpo, and the chase is on. Struijk gets there just ahead of Molumby and gives it back to Meslier, who just goes long with his ball forward. Furlong heads it straight up in the air. Comes down onto the chest of Joe Rothwell. He's just seeking a little control that isn't currently there in that midfield as West Brom take a quick throw in. Rothwell comes in to try and get the ball off Swift, who keeps it and gives it back to Furlong, and now Bartley. On it goes, and back into his own half to Mowatt. Heggem. Onto this near side to Johnston. And back to Heggem again, the Dane. Molumby to Bartley. And then Price to his right to Furlong on the halfway line. Infield, bit of space for Molumby. Forward ball, foul there by Struijk on Armstrong. Went through the back of the man he was marking. So West Brom have a free kick. It's mid-position in the Leeds half, just a little ahead of that actually.
Yes, I think that's a little bit of aggression from a previous challenge that Armstrong did on Struijk. So, yep, some defending to do on the edge of the 18-yard box.
Referee sprays the white line for the two Leeds players who stand in advance of the penalty area. In fact, it's one now, just the man Aaronson in the so-called wall. And Swift is over the ball for West Brom. Into the penalty area where the heads are raised, and it goes into goal, and it's headed in by Furlong, who loops his header over Meslier and into the far corner. And West Bromwich Albion have drawn level here at Ellen Road. Leeds undone from the set piece. It's 1-1.
Well, just like that, the foul given away from Pascal was a poor one, and then the marking at the back stick wasn't a lot better either. Good header though from Furlong, you have to say. Does well to guide it up and over and back into the goal over Meslier, but he's in plenty of space, he's got the run, and even then we should be making it a little more difficult for him, but he can't really just guide his header into the far corner.
Well, there were clear signs of West Bromwich Albion making further forward moves in this game, and Leeds have paid the price. Concede the set piece and then concede a goal from the set piece. So it's all to do again here. Rodon back to Meslier, puts it up into the West Brom half, and flag is raised for Dan James coming back from an offside position. Free kick West Brom. Heggem. West Bromwich Albion fans can now be heard down below. Styles on the halfway line to Johnston. Passes diverted straight to Solomon. Caught in possession though. Went into a busy area. Rodon has to come across and get the ball out of play for a West Brom throw-in midway inside the Leeds half. 5 to go in this first period.
Well, the response from West Brom has been good. Yes, they're a goal down. They've been not really in control, but they've kept themselves in the game. That's the important thing, and got themselves an equaliser from a poor free kick given away and some slack defending, and now, well, they feel like they can go a bit better than that, but we've got to get back on it and keep doing those right things we were at the start of the game.
Styles, a lot of space for him on this near side, and then slices his pass poorly, and into touch it flies. Leeds back in their own half with a throw-in.
The time to gain control again, isn't it, in that midfield area, then allow Bogle, certainly Firpo, to get further up the pitch and play in their half. At the moment, we're not really getting set, get ourselves in the right positions to be able to launch attacks.
Ball comes off Piroe and out for a West Brom throw right in front of Tony Mowbray. Styles chucks it back into his own half to Heggem. And Bartley goes to his right to the goal scorer Furlong. Comes all the way back to the goalkeeper. Having had a busy opening period, has not seen much of the ball in the last 10-15 minutes. West Brom have been building good possession and momentum. And Leeds need to get back on it here. Given away on the halfway line there, and the wild crossfield ball finds its way to Johnston, and there's two outside of him, and one of them is Swift and the other is Styles. Styles now back to Swift. And back to Styles again. Down the line it goes for Johnston. Keeps it away from Tanaka. Gives it back to Styles. Into Mowatt. And Mowatt carrying it forwards. And carrying it parallel with the box. It goes out wide to the right side where Price picks up the ball for West Brom. And now Molumby. Molumby comes back for Bartley. Bartley out wide to his right side from Price, who whips the ball into the middle. It needed dealing with by Struijk, and it's gone behind for a corner kick because he knew Armstrong was waiting behind.
Was a good position by Pascal Struijk. Armstrong made that run. The ball was a decent one as well. Good pace, good area, but Struijk had to get there and just put it out, this time for a corner kick.
More defending for Leeds United to do. 2 minutes remaining of the first 45. West Brom are on top here at Ellen Road. And the corner will be delivered by Alex Mowatt in near post. Cleared away by Piroe. Price will pick it up for the away side into Styles in his own half. And then he goes cross field. Bogle's underneath it, wins it, chests it down, sets off on a run, puts it into the path of Dan James. James up to the edge of the area. First time ball into the middle where Solomon was waiting. There wasn't quite enough on the ball in from James, and it was cleared out for a throw in.
Right idea though. Really good counter-attack, and once he gets there first, Dan James tries to put it in, but yes, just under-hit the cross.
Rodon to Tanaka. Back to the halfway line to Rodon. Armstrong in on him too quickly, too hard anyway, and Leeds have a free kick. Armstrong making a nuisance of himself, as we've seen so many times before.
Well, he's a nuisance, all right, but I suppose he was playing for your team and doing that. You think, okay, well done, but certainly just a foul.
Struijk to Firpo. Ball into the path of Piroe. Piroe up to the edge of the penalty area. James is in the middle. Piroe carried it a step too far, and Dan James looks at the space in front of his feet and wonders why the ball didn't arrive there.
And it had to come in early as well. And once, you're right, he took that extra touch. Now was the pass, but he couldn't really get there. Got to say, Heggem actually takes up a really good position and made that pass a lot more difficult than it looked.
Last 30 seconds of the first 45. Leeds have a corner kick, which they take short to Solomon. who puts the ball into the middle. It's headed clear. Aaronson and Rothwell combined to get the ball back for Leeds United. On the halfway line now, though, with Bogle. James puts it up out to the left-hand side. Furlong with a comfortable header clear. Comes off Price and out for a Leeds throw-in. We'll see what's on the board now. Just the one added minute on the board. So last 60 seconds of this first period started so well. Hasn't quite finished in the way that Leeds were hoping. Struijk to his left to Firpo. On it goes to Solomon. Turns and lets the ball run across his body. Steps up under challenge. Still going. Tries to get his cross in. It'll be cleared away up towards the halfway line, where Rodon waits. And Rodon moves it forward for Leeds. Into the middle to James. Push to the ground. Well, I don't know, handball is it against Dan James? And the referee calls play back for the West Brom free kick.
Yeah, unfortunately the miscontrol kind of bounced up, and James certainly used his arm then onto the ball. So foul given, but West Brom certainly have come back into it, haven't they? They've responded well.
So the last few seconds of this first half as the free kick is still to be taken. And once it is delivered, the half-time whistle will no doubt go. Wildsmith motioning his teammates forward. He's come a long way out to take this one, knowing that the half is about to end. And there it is, the blast on the whistle. That suggests that Leeds United have got a lot more work to do in this game. Having started so well, having got themselves in front, they've allowed West Brom right back into it, and Furlong's header cancels out Firpo's header, and as the two head towards the tunnel, it's 1-1.
It is, and we have a bit of work to do in this second half. There's no doubt that we started well enough. However, we were given an early warning when they put it just past the post, but getting ourselves 1-0 ahead, you then expect us to control the game. We did that for the large portions of it, but last 10-15 minutes, West Brom came back into it. And a poor sloppy free kick to give away, but no picking up at the back stick either, led to their equaliser. So we need to respond, and let's do that in the second half.
So work to be done is the message perhaps for Leeds United here. A big 45 to go. Half-time scoreline is Leeds 1, West Brom 1. Teams are out, and Leeds United will be as they were at the end of the first period, as West Brom prepare to get the game underway again here. So maybe there have been harsh words down below in that Leeds United dressing room. Certainly there will be a reaction required. Leeds going right off it, having started the game so well at the back end of that first period, conceding the equaliser. And now with a real job to be done again here against a side who've shown themselves to be more than competent. Goalkeeper Wildsmith with the kick forward for West Brom. Firpo collects, skips through a couple of challenges. His pass is not the best. And Price for West Brom plays the ball too far forwards ahead of Armstrong. It's an easy pick-up for Meslier. Rolls it out underarm to Joe Rodon. Back to Struijk. Back into Meslier. Armstrong working hard up there to pressure. Rodon going long, just beyond Dan James. Styles, who's been diligent in keeping his eye on James so far. Although it was James who provided the cross for the Leeds goal. Rodon from Struijk. Out to the right side to James. Infield to Bogle. In on to Piroe. Piroe out now to Solomon. Solomon in the penalty area. Well, he got himself in a good position for a shot. He took a shot, and it just required a challenge almost from behind by Price, which actually made contact with the ball and sent it up and over the crossbar and out for a Leeds corner.
Well, that could have been anything. I thought at one point could have been a penalty, but Price, I think, just gets there, and the shot from Solomon comes off the West Brom man. In the end, West Brom, he does get back well. Momentum, yes, takes him through Solomon, but the shot was away. Now, corner kick, Rothwell.
Rothwell stands and delivers into the middle, heads up! And it was Dan James who got ahead of the crowd there and turned his header goalwards. turned his header just over the crossbar.
Great delivery. It's a wonderful area. James gets in front of 2 or 3 West Brom players and can't quite get above the ball to keep it down underneath the bar.
Frustration for the Welsh international. Wildsmith with a poor goal kick, which sails into touch. His kicking has not been great thus far this afternoon, and that one's out for a Leeds United throw-in. Firpo back to Rothwell, goes back to Struijk, to Meslier. Meslier, long ball up into that West Brom half.
That really was a ball just to Tanaka, who had acres of space.
Real old tussle going on the halfway line. Tanaka emerges and gets the ball to Rothwell. Puts it over the top for James to chase. Takes it under control well. Forced out towards the corner flag. Turns back and Styles is stuck at his task well and takes the ball off Dan James. Then it's scooped into touch by, well, Armstrong's put it out because West Brom have Swift down in the centre circle. He's been there for a little while holding his knee.
Yeah, that looks a worry, doesn't it?
Attention now.
Just looking at the challenge, Bogle was going down. I just never like seeing an awkward challenge where suddenly you've planted one part of your leg and the momentum then goes and hits you somewhere else. It normally ends up with a knee injury. Let's hope he's okay. He's up at least on his haunches and checking that knee. Let's see.
Yeah, Bogle kind of fell on top of him and trying to win the ball back. And West Brom have sent subs out to get warmed up just in case he's not able to continue here.
So John Swift isn't it, the man that's down, so he's obviously very influential for them in that midfield area.
He came into the side for the game today. Fellows is on the bench, who was in the starting 11 for the last one. But Swift is back on his feet and does appear to be okay. Bogle just offers a conciliatory handshake, and Swift will be back on and involved in the action shortly, it would appear. Swiftly. Sorry.
Huh.
Leeds throw the ball back to Wildsmith, and the goalkeeper jogs parallel with the edge of the penalty area, ball in hand. Swift awaits the signal to come back on as Wildsmith plays it up into the Leeds half. Struijk underneath it with a header forwards, but only to Molumby. Struijk again, comes back from Mowatt. Rodon with a header down, flicked on by Tanaka, straight to Mowatt, given away to Solomon. Solomon quickly closed down by Molumby. And now Rodon. Back to Struijk. Armstrong comes across Struijk with a challenge and gets contact with the ball. Comes out for a Leeds throw-in.
He does enough. The West Brom centre forward chases back well. Makes Pascal Struijk make an error, but we get the throw in. Just got to play with a bit more tempo, get our wide men into the game as well. When James and Solomon were on the ball, we were causing them plenty of problems. The last 15 didn't get them on anywhere near enough. Need to see more of them.
Rodon defending, and he loops a header back to Meslier, who was, as it turned out, perfectly positioned for what could have been a tricky one. Ahead of Armstrong. Rodon to Piroe. Back it goes to Tanaka. Bit of a loose ball. Struijk stretches and gets there. Solomon halfway line to Tanaka. Back to Rothwell. To Rodon to his right. Down the channel for Bogle. Goes down under a heavy challenge from Mowatt, and Leeds have a free kick.
And Mowatt didn't really need to do that either, but he really put his body into Bogle, giving the free kick away.
Taken quick and short. Rothwell Goes back to Tanaka. Rodon tries to play it through the middle, but it was never reaching Piroe. Cleared away. Bogle's done well to win it back, and then he surely is fouled.
Oh, come on.
And the referee lets that one go. And the ball comes back for Wildsmith in the penalty area. James, wow, like an express train across the front of the goalkeeper there, just not quite arriving in time. Meslier.
It reminds me of the Roadrunner, you know.
Mimi.
Wow, the speed that he gets across the ground is so impressive.
Tanaka underneath it for Leeds, takes it down on the chest. Bogle hits it at Aaronson, but it breaks. Well, it almost broke kindly for Piroe. Cleared forward by Heggem. Bogle, just a little push on the back of the man standing in front, Mikey Johnston, and that's a free kick, West Brom.
Clever from Johnston, just gets himself exactly where Bogle wanted to run into to head the ball.
Heggem at the back. Straight to Tanaka. He's dragged back as he tried to pick up the ball for Leeds, and he actually did win it anyway, but the free kick is given, and Leeds have taken it, and Firpo has it out to this near side to Solomon. Solomon fouled there by
how many
Molumby.
times?
And that's the point that Manor Solomon is making here, isn't it, I think?
It is. First half, there's a couple of challenges from Molumby, which were close to that yellow card, and that's another challenge, but still nothing.
Rodon to the right to Dan James. James with the cross into the middle. Comes off the head of Bartley, goes behind, and that will be a Leeds corner.
That's better. Let's build the pressure now. Turn that screw, keep them in their own half, and now get this ball spot on, as the deliveries have been so far by Joe Rothwell.
Rothwell goes to that far corner to take the corner for Leeds United. Aaronson waits short, close to him on the edge of the penalty area. Looks like it'll go in the middle though. Aaronson curls his ball in, just away from Struijk. Comes out from Manor Solomon, tries a shot. Bartley flies out bravely and takes that one where? Full in the face or full in the chest? And he's still down on his knees, Cal Bartley. And now he's back up, staggering a little, but important block from the big central defender.
Great defending, it really is. Everyone charging out. That Solomon couldn't really get through the West Brom wall.
Firpo to Piroe. Solomon miscontrolled. Out for a West Brom throw in. Furlong wiping moisture off the ball and takes a little time over delivering the throw in. Molumby up in the air into the Leeds half. The chase is on. Rodon comes across and just nods it into touch. And that'll be a West Brom throw in midway or a bit further into the Leeds half. In fact, much further into the Leeds half. It's a throw that they want to take at least almost level with the edge of the Leeds penalty area. It looks like there's a long one coming in as well, as Furlong sends everybody into the penalty area and moves a pitch side mic out of the way. And it's quite obviously going to go in long. It's taken an awful long time over it. Now in it comes. Cleared away by Piroe. Picked up by Molumby, all the way back to the goalkeeper, midway inside his own half. Now Styles for West Brom. Has the ball again. Mowatt. Long ball, diagonal ball from Mowatt. It's found Furlong perfectly. And he's played it further forward to Price. Intercepted by Piroe, deep in his own half to win that back for Leeds. Struijk is under pressure, can't keep the ball away from Price, but he can't keep the ball in play, so Leeds have a throw in.
Good defensive work from Piroe. Not sure I really want him down there in the left back position either. Let's get him up top.
Firpo throws onto the chest of Piroe. Piroe in a tangle with Bartley, who's right up on the edge of the Leeds penalty area. Neither of them where you would expect to see them. Rodon, good ball out for James to move over the halfway line. Closed down, keeps the ball. On it goes to Bogle. Bogle's done really well. He got away from Styles there. And by all rights, this should be a yellow card because Bogle had beaten his man and Styles brought him down.
It's just going to be a talking to again, isn't it? And what's the bet? Next poor challenge for West Brom will go into the book, surely. Good play down this right-hand side. Just allows it to run across him, Bogle, and the arm across from Styles. Just catches him and brings him down.
So Leeds free kick right in from the touchline, taken short to Bogle. Now Rothwell. Back they come to Rodon in the centre circle. And now Struijk. It's a misplaced ball from Struijk, straight into touch. And that will be a West Brom throw in. And we've had 58 minutes here at Ellen Road, and the scoreline remains Leeds 1, West Brom 1. And Leeds haven't really applied too much pressure on that West Brom goal in this second half. In fact, very little, to be honest. Struijk with a chest down to Tanaka. Again, West Brom in quickly to the challenge. Price. Struijk for Leeds to Tanaka. Now Rothwell. Rothwell comes inside. And then there's space to his right for Rodon. And Rodon out to the... underhit that one. Bogle's not getting there. Bogle's still chasing, but Johnston it is. Back into Heggem in the penalty area. Heggem does well to keep it away from Piroe.
Oh.
And then a heavy touch almost invites Dan James to take the ball off him, but James can't actually accept the invitation. Mowatt under pressure. Now Heggem will go long. He does go long. Firpo waits in the centre circle, has to win the header. Rothwell there.
Excellent.
Struijk to Rodon. Out wide to Bogle. Infield to Rodon.
Where's he going?
Goes down, but he's fallen, and now Leeds have to reshape because West Brom had threatened to counter-attack, and then it's won back by Struijk.
Tanaka, superb. Just reading the danger. Yeah, just reading the danger. You can see Joe Rodon was going to a place he didn't want to go. Goes to the deck to try and win that free kick. Never going to happen.
Solomon down the touchline. Fans doing the bit. Into the middle it goes to Tanaka. He's caught by a challenge, fair challenge, and West Brom have it back with Furlong. Tanaka's header down to Solomon. Solomon's just outside the penalty area. He's played it into the middle. Bogle will pick it up. And Bogle trying to bustle his way through. Plays it in for Firpo. Across the middle. Takes a deflection which takes it all the way out to the far side of the box. And Styles clears it forward. Rothwell can't quite get there. Styles has it again. Caught by Dan James. And that will be a West Brom free kick to relieve the pressure that was building.
Well, certainly was really good pressure. And we finally find a bit of space down this left-hand side this time. Firpo's in a really good position. They couldn't quite find this time the right pass across. Just comes off that West Brom player Price and goes over. Dan James at the far stick.
At the hour mark. And this game is very much in the balance. Wildsmith, the goalkeeper, to take the free kick for West Brom. Long into the Leeds half. Struijk header on. Aaronson. Foul though by Aaronson. There seemed to be too much in the challenge, but the referee clearly saw it differently. So West Brom have a free kick in the Leeds half.
You look at all our performances, and certainly recently, the last half hour of games is our time, isn't it? That's when we kind of step up, and either we use our superior, I suppose, fitness and keeping that ball, or, of course, our bench. And I wonder who this time will we come on to be given the task to change it.
Free kick taken short. Chance for the cross into the penalty area. In it comes, headed away by Piroe. Out as far as Styles, who goes to his right to Molumby. Further wide to Price. He's at Price into the middle. Headed away by Firpo. Aaronson. Oh, shame he couldn't quite work it past Mowatt, who slid in to prevent the counter-attack developing. Wildsmith back in his own half. Terrible kick again from Wildsmith. Sails straight into touch for a Leeds United throw-in front of the East Stand.
Well, the home fans are doing their bit, aren't they? Ringing out around the stadium. Great support.
Heggem clears up to the halfway line. Molumby rolls it back for Bartley. No option but back from Bartley to the keeper Wildsmith to Heggem. Piroe pressurises. Heggem has it back again. Gives it away to Rothwell. Tanaka, now Solomon on the edge of the D, trying to get the ball out of his feet there for the shot and didn't manage it before Price robbed him. And Price it is still back to Styles, and then Johnston to Heggem. And now Mowatt to his right to Molumby. Molumby again. Cross to Heggem. Heggem once more has possession. Goes to Swift, who goes long over the top looking for the run of Armstrong. Meslier though will come and gather comfortably.
Struijk was there anyway. Armstrong, certainly a good striker, comes to feet and spins. Got to be always wary of that, but slowly but surely we're getting on top here.
Tanaka, great crossfield ball, lovely takedown by Firpo. Players arriving. Aaronson just goes past him. Bogle's in the box, puts it in low, comes back, and it will be cleared away by Johnston, who stayed with him as he came forward. But Leeds, well, had won it back. Tanaka goes in. Leeds win it back again. Referee lets play go on. Aaronson to Solomon. Solomon's in the box, shoots, and it takes a deflection, which takes it behind for a corner.
Right, ramping up the pressure yet again. Leeds fans behind the goal. Wildsmith trying to suck that ball into it, but let's see what we can get now from a corner kick. Just, man, take your time, let certainly Joe Rothwell come across, and here he is. Stick this ball in again.
And Rothwell from the west stand side to take the corner kick for Leeds United. Watched by the crowd in the penalty area. Curled in goalwards, headed behind again for another corner by Furlong.
Well, Firpo's appealing to the referee because he's just been pushed to the deck.
Quickly taken corner kick to Solomon. Puts it up into the middle, heads up from Struijk, couldn't quite get proper contact on it. In a good position. It was a lovely ball in from Solomon.
Oh, excellent, just floated up to the back stick. Actually, Heggem does well just to knock Struijk away from heading it into the net.
Rothwell in his own half. To Struijk. 25 minutes left. Solomon into Tanaka on the halfway line. Well, that's a clear foul on Tanaka.
How many times Molumby? Come on now, ref.
And again, he gets away with it. Rothwell, straight ball, Tanaka, centre circle, and again for Piroe. Back to Tanaka. Solomon waits out to this near side if Firpo can find him. Well, he does. Off Bartley. Solomon, in field he comes. Into Aaronson. Works it out to the other side to James. James attacks the box now. Puts a low ball in, goes through a crowd just beyond Bogle and into the hands of the goalkeeper.
Well, good play, good pressure again. Dan James, not sure if it was a shot or a cross and whether it was a slight deflection as well, but just keep putting into those danger areas, keep taking on the defenders. Yeah, just a little nick off of Styles.
Struijk comes across to cover for Leeds as there's a long through ball. Meslier puts it up towards the halfway line, over the head of Aaronson. Firpo high in the sky. Aaronson again doesn't get there, and when the ball comes through, Armstrong's offside, so he takes no part in the game, and Struijk retreats to pick up the ball and give it to Rothwell. Gives it back to Pascal Struijk. On to Rodon. Now Rothwell once more through the gap for Mana Solomon. Solomon moving through the middle. Look at the space for James in the area. Dan James in the box. Still Dan James. Shot is blocked. Tanaka into the area. Shoots goalwards. And a crowd of yellow and blue shirts appear to block the shot on its way to goal.
Molumby was the one that somehow gets his head to it. Not sure how much he knew about it, but pressure surely will start to pay off. Good play, wasn't it, out to the right-hand side. He's calm, he comes inside. That's one block. And here Molumby gets back and does head it out for a corner.
Rothwell raises 2 arms this time. And Rothwell into the penalty area. Ball is headed up and it's an easy catch for the keeper off the head of Struijk. And Wildsmith thought about a quick throw out, then thinks again and stops on the edge of the area and throws it short to Styles. Out wide to Johnston. Back it comes for Styles. Up the line for Swift. Swift has put it out of play and that'll be a Leeds throw in. Swift said he was unfairly hustled there, but the referee saw it differently. Leeds throw it back towards the halfway line and Rodon. Harlan Grant prepares to come on for West Brom. No sign of movement on the Leeds bench just yet. It can't be long. Leeds are in need of a goal here. Rothwell. Rodon. Bogle into the middle, but not where it needed to be. And Furlong goes back to the goalkeeper. He's put it up into the Leeds half. Struijk underneath it with a header forward. Tanaka controls. Holds on, keeps possession with Struijk, and now Solomon can turn and run. As Firpo to his left, puts it through the middle for Piroe. Well, Piroe did the first bit well, the offside flag was raised and it wouldn't have counted anyway.
Oh, it was unfortunate. He did the first bit fantastically well, the great touch, and the second one, a bit of a scupper with the shot, but just went a little early, or of course the pass was a little late.
Here are the changes. Grant will replace Armstrong, who is getting a less than positive response from the Leeds fans. And Diangana is the other player who's going to come on, and Swift is the man that he is going to replace. And Wildsmith will take the free kick. Now the 2 changes have been made from just outside the penalty area.
Like for like, but I mean, you mentioned before that their bench isn't bad, so 2 decent players certainly to bring on.
Styles down the left side, and there's a run in by Johnston into the area. Struijk defends, and then the ball is still alive for West Brom in there. Johnston again picks it up just outside the box, comes inside one challenge into the middle, header goalwards, and is not too far away, right in the middle of goal, and it just goes up over the top from Furlong again.
What is it about these fullbacks getting in the box and scoring headers? We've had Firpo at the one end, Furlong at the other, and this time the West Brom fullback was against Firpo. Almost put a second one in.
West Brom's best moment of the second half. Tanaka for Leeds. 20 to go. Struijk. Nice ball to Solomon, but he slips as he tries to move forward, and West Brom have the ball back. Leeds have it, but there's a foul on Diangana by Firpo. So it's a West Brom free kick just inside the Leeds half. And Leeds are now planning changes.
Rothwell there with a chop from the back, giving the free kick away, but yeah, it is substitute time, surely.
Ball cleared up from the edge of the box by Struijk. Straight up in the air it goes. West Brom, Diangana pick it up. Now Molumby goes up in the air again. And then, well, there's a foul, is it, by Solomon on Furlong? It didn't seem to be
not much on Furlong.
Much contact.
Yeah,
there.
He makes absolutely the most of it, goes tumbling down. Well, unfortunate, the ball just high in the air. Both players looking at it. It's a little push, but down he goes.
So Leeds have to defend this.
Yep, we know what happened before, so back stick is important. Furlong is there again.
Bogle is out there with him, as he was previously. And the free kick will be taken. And there's a hush at Ellen Road as Price puts it in to the middle. Heads are up in there. Headed away by Rodon. Still in the box though. Struijk. And then Rodon with an old-fashioned clearance gets the ball up into the West Brom half. Styles delivers it back in similar fashion into the Leeds half. A throwback there. The ball bounces out of play. for a Leeds United throw in. Now Matteo Joseph will join the fray. Aaronson to come off. And Brendan Aaronson heads towards the closest touchline so he can get off quickly.
Yes, Piroe just dropped back in, and Matteo Joseph will be up the top. And let's see if he can run those channels, hold it up, and he could be the difference.
When you look at West Brom's away form, you can see why it looks like it looks. They've only won 4, but they've drawn 8 of their away games. And their setup has been good in this second half in particular. Leeds try to work their way through, unsuccessfully so far. Leeds with throw in.
They're certainly physical, aren't they? They work hard, well set up. Not afraid to try and play when they can either. So all of that makes for a decent side, and of course 5th in the table. They're gunning for the Premier League.
As are Leeds. Rothwell still deep in his own half to Struijk, out to this near side to Firpo. West Brom pressing high. Firpo works it to Tanaka, gets it to Solomon, and back to Firpo. Good football. Firpo now out to his left to Joseph. First touch is really good to take him into the penalty area. Still going, Joseph! Oh, he's hit the crossbar. Well, that would have been a moment of magic from Matteo Joseph, but he just couldn't keep the shot down sufficiently, and it comes up and over and out for a goal kick.
It is brilliant play, but it's just the way that it's going for Matteo Joseph. They won't go underneath the crossbar, they just hit and go over, but great play. Sends the defender one way and the other. Finds that half a yard. This is a great touch here. Heggem, you can see, off balance. And here, can I get it in that top corner? Ah, so close.
Looks to the heavens as the ball goes behind. Wildsmith with the goal kick. Firpo with the header. Down on the halfway line it drops. It goes out of play for a West Brom throw-in. Tony Mowbray, hands in pockets, watching from behind Darnell Furlong. And we have 16 minutes remaining here. And it's still 1-1. Wildsmith with the ball. Short out to Heggem. Heggem across the back to Bartley. Back to the goalkeeper. Is this another one going into touch? Yes, it is. Leeds throw in, straight off the keeper's boot. Who was that keeper last season?
Oh yeah, they kept doing
doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Meslier.
That was a time-wasting tactic.
Over the head of Joseph, Furlong waits behind him. Slips as he clears. Offside flag against...
Who?
I'm not sure. Had to be Joseph or Solomon, but there are only 2 players who are up for Leeds.
Of course they're going to take their time. But 15 minutes to go. Well, in the last 15 minutes of games we've scored a few, so still plenty enough minutes to get that one goal we need.
Heggem to Styles. Johnston back to Styles again. Into the middle to Molumby, who does well under pressure to keep the ball. Heggem drives it into the Leeds half, but that'll carry all the way through to Meslier. Just pushes it forward to Rodon. Meslier again, now Struijk. Solomon's not getting there, neither's Firpo. Price for West Brom to Grant. Carlin Grant back to Heggem, to his left to Styles. Styles has played it down the channel, and Diangana has found himself some space there. Looking to get the cross in now. Plays it back to the edge of the area to Johnston, who shoots! And Meslier is well positioned to catch the shot relatively comfortably in the end, but the fact that Johnston had been allowed that space and time to try the shot was a little concerning.
It certainly was, and straight at the keeper, bounced just in front of Meslier, but he gathered it well.
Tanaka sets off to go forwards and then pushes it to his right to Bogle, into a space for James. Styles has done well. Piroe can't quite pick up the second ball. Leeds battle, and now James is on it in the penalty area. It spins back to him, tries to get it into the middle, ends up with a corner kick.
Good play, good pressure. Getting Firpo in there as well, winning the ball back, just smothering West Brom if they manage to intercept. James just does enough there to make it difficult, but here it's the closing down. Excellent.
Rothwell with what will be an outswinger this time. Movement in the penalty area. Puts it in high. Easy header clear for Furlong on that occasion. Comes out for Solomon. Solomon helps to go back to Bogle. Bogle in the centre circle. Puts it out to this near side. Tanaka isn't getting there. It's a bit of a loopy ball, that one from Bogle.
Oh, it was a bad ball, wasn't it? Had to be more precise. That was always giving the defender enough time to get there.
Rothwell plays it to his right to Rodon. Further wide to Bogle. Comes infield. Piroe had made a run. Joseph trying to make one now. No foul, says the referee as he goes down. Trying to bundle the ball between a couple of West Brom players. And it goes behind and it's a goal kick, and Leeds will make another change and Gnonto will come on. And Solomon will come off. A big roar for Willie Gnonto. But Leeds are in position now, in the search for a hero, because there are 12 minutes to go here and it's still 1-1. Goal kick is taken out wide, 2 Styles. His touch was a little heavy, but Bogle couldn't keep it in play, so that will be a West Brom throw in. Styles himself has walked slowly to retrieve the ball. Diangana, Bogle, Joseph, good turn, picked up by James, whips the ball into the middle. Gnonto was arriving, just not quite in time. And the goalkeeper's gone miles out of his box to clear that one up into the Leeds half. Struijk with a header down, Firpo with a little flick, but it drops for Molumby, and then down the line Price though runs it into touch for a Leeds throw in.
Well, excellent play earlier, and Gnonto got into that box but got shepherded out of things by some good defending, but still just keep the pressure on.
Struijk to Rodon, back to Meslier, and back to Rodon again. Can move forwards now. Piroe back in his own half to Tanaka. Tanaka to Struijk. Rothwell trying to drive forward but ends up running parallel with the halfway line. Gets it to Rodon. Down the channel for Piroe. Runners wide of Piroe with James is there. Into the penalty area. Puts the ball in the middle for Joseph. And the flag is raised. And James was he the man offside there?
Yeah, marginally though. Must have been very, very close. Good play. The space was certainly in behind. And he set off, needed to go just that touch earlier. That didn't look actually offside to me at all.
So maybe Leeds were hard done to and a marginal call. But West Brom live to fight another day. Wildsmith, Joseph still hobbling around and doesn't look in great shape, to be honest, at the moment. Long delay why Wildsmith takes the free kick. Rodon's header forward, straight down for Molumby. Chased out to this near side by Price and Firpo. Firpo initially comes out on top. Price scuffs it into touch for a Leeds throw in. Leeds are in their own half and the game is in the final 10 minutes. Tanaka, poor ball, well short of James. Bogle goes in though and does well to win it back and get it to James. Nothing ahead of him, tries to put it up and over the top for Bogle to run onto. It's headed into touch for a Leeds throw on the halfway line.
So see if Mateo Joseph is moving any easier, and he is slightly, but I wouldn't say he's 100%.
Piroe to Joseph. Foul by Bogle, much to the frustration of the players and fans. West Brom free kick on the halfway line. Fellows and Dike are coming on for West Brom now. And Fellows will come on to replace Price. Dike for Johnston. Dike, the American international. So only one of them on the pitch at the moment. And West Brom with a free kick, which goes backwards to Heggem. And now Bartley into space of Molumby to Furlong. Gnonto's little foot in, gets it to Rothwell, head of Joseph, and Wildsmith with another swinging clearance. Firpo wins a brave header. Gnonto, does he keep it in? He does. So Joseph sets off in pursuit. Bartley gives it away to Rothwell. There's a long way to go to goal though. Play to Firpo. Now to Gnonto to take on the fullback. Three in front of him still though here, Gnonto.
So there must be spare players somewhere.
Comes back for Firpo, into Gnonto again. Now Rothwell. Work to Struijk. And back to Rothwell. Through the gap for Firpo. Firpo stretched. He tried to use his right foot. And the flag was raised as well. So that West Brom offside line holds once more.
Oh, it was unfortunate, just the wrong stride pattern, wasn't it? You're right. It's the right leg that tried to control it, but would have been better on the left if he could have.
36,705 here, and the vast majority watch on. Feeling a little anxious because time is ticking away for sure now. Can't keep doing the late show, can they, Leeds United? 6 minutes to go of the 90. Ball is out for a Leeds United throw-in midway inside the Leeds half.
Well, they can keep doing the late show, I don't mind, as long as they do it, but I know what you mean.
It's a risky strategy, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. Yeah.
Struijk. Meslier in the box. Just clears forwards, up in the air, not very far. And Mowatt with a header. Dike nods it out to this near side touchline. Oh, there's a clear foul by Firpo there. He had hold of the end of the shorts of the opponent, almost pulled them off, and it's a West Brom free kick in a good position, just in from the near side touchline. Chance to put this one into the Leeds penalty area.
Yeah, this has got to be defended. There is no doubt that there's a pull on the shirt and the shorts.
So Mowatt in front of the away fans to take this free kick for West Brom. Gnonto between him and the edge, well, was between him and the edge of the penalty area. Then Gnonto leaves that position, which seems to leave a big gap towards goal for Mowatt. Whipped into the middle, heads go up, headed clear, comes out for the edge, and then a shocking shot from the substitute Fellows that sliced up in the air and dropped behind, and Meslier's keen to get the ball back, no wonder, because time is against Leeds United inside the final 5. Still it remains 1 apiece, and really Leeds haven't created an awful lot in this second half.
We've had moments, haven't we, of pressure where it seems to build and you think we just take that next step, but that next step has kind of never come.
Tanaka turns really well, makes space for himself and time for himself. Now he needs to pick out the right ball to Dan James. James on the edge, into the middle. Heggem clears. Tanaka takes it down on the chest, gives it to James, puts it over the top for Bogle, who's in the penalty area, but it bounces just too far ahead of Jaden Bogle, and the goalkeeper gets there and grabs it.
Almost just passing in that last third, not quite finding our man in that 18-yard box.
Long ball forward, Dike straight to Gnonto. Plays it through the middle. Piroe, it's too far ahead of Piroe. Nice idea, but it was too much on the pass, and the goalkeeper came to get it.
Oh, I just thought he was going to somehow try and control it on his way through. It was difficult, wasn't it? It was kind of behind him as he made the run. Not an easy ball. Went the wrong side.
Ball back with the goalkeeper now. Out to this near side touchline. Furlong takes it away from Gnonto and moves forward at pace for West Brom. Pushes it into touch though. The pass was behind Fellows. Leeds throw in. Less than 3 minutes remaining of the 90. I don't think there'll be a massive amount of added time either. Throw in Leeds. Firpo. In it goes to Joseph. Surrounded by yellow shirts, as is Rothwell. And the ball comes out, and in the midst of it all, Diangana has it for West Brom. And now Fellows with a cross into the middle. And it's swept away just about by Tanaka. James, his touch is not allowed him to control the ball. West Brom have it again just outside the Leeds penalty area with Grant trying to wriggle his way forward, and succeeds only in poking the ball out for a goal kick, which has Daniel Farke down below raising his arms above his head in animated fashion. Bogle closed down quickly, couldn't get the ball forward for Leeds, has to settle for a throw in. Bogle will take it himself. Jayden Bogle delays. Oh, and then it doesn't actually go into play. So he surely gets another go at it. The ball slipped out of his fingers, went straight up in the air. Now he's clipped it forward for Piroe. Heads it back for Rothwell. Space out on this near side if Firpo can play Gnonto. He can. Gnonto on the halfway line, but he's going back into his own half here. Now Rodon. Now Struijk. That tells you where the ball is. To Firpo. Puts it over the top. Joseph is trying to get in. Bartley's defended it well. Gnonto. It's penalised for a little drag there on Furlong. Much to the annoyance of Tony Dorigo and several thousand Leeds United supporters.
It's nothing, is it? Absolutely nothing.
Bartley takes it short to Heggem, and we're in the final minute. Board is being prepared down below. Leeds with this winning run that they've been on all the way through February, and now being held still here deep into this game at Ellen Road. Diangana into the middle to Heggem. Now Styles. West Brom happy just to keep passing the ball around, as they are doing confidently still. 4 added minutes. Struijk goes into the middle to win it well for Leeds. Now Tanaka. Straight ball through the middle for Piroe. Clips it out wide to Jayden Bogle. Bogle, he's not going to get away from the fullback, and it's cleared away into the middle. And then all sorts going on in there, but Diangana's put it over the top for Fellows, and Fellows is on a race through to goal here, and Rodon's got to cross him, and Rodon makes the first challenge and the second challenge.
Brilliant.
How on earth did he do that? How did Joe Rodon make that block without bringing down the player in front of him? Remarkable bit of defending.
Well, and he's slipped, and he's got up, and he's got the second one, and just battling away here, and the run was a good one, and Fellows was certainly in. But look at the pace of Rodon. He slips before he gets there. Still has the wherewithal to get up and make a second challenge.
That's the defender's mentality.
See, the right leg just gives way. And here, great reaction.
They shall not pass. Now, Leeds are increasingly anxious here because the ball is not under their control. It's a drop ball. Styles plays it into the Leeds half, plays it into touch in the Leeds half. Leeds throw in.
Will we get another chance? Not long left.
In fairness, Wildsmith has been well protected. I don't think we could describe this as a vintage performance from Leeds, but...
No, not at all, but we expect to work the keeper a little bit more than he has done.
Tanaka, now Rothwell. Racing forward for Leeds, Firpo to his left. Loads of West Brom players in the middle. Comes back for Rothwell, now Gnonto. They're all still in there as Tanaka. Back to Rothwell. Frustration as Tanaka picks it up in the middle for Leeds. And then a short pass to Rodon. It's going to come back to Tanaka. Leeds just cannot see a route through here. Rodon. Down the edge of the area is Bogle. Turns away from his marker. Gets it into the box to James. Shoots goalwards! Clips the top of the crossbar. And maybe that was the moment, because there was space in front of Dan James. He hit the shot firmly, but it was just a tiny bit too high.
Well, it was great play down that right-hand side when it's flicked through. I think it's the netting, side netting. Didn't quite get it on target. Actually, probably a good half yard wide in the end, but a half chance. Yeah, last one goes begging.
As we're moving into the last minute here now, and there's a few, even despite Leeds' recent record, who are now heading for the exits, because West Brom have this goal kick to get the ball up into the Leeds half, and it's the Albion voices you can hear inside Ellen Road. Gnonto stopped in his tracks. Leeds have a free kick, somewhat fortuitously, I would have to say, but a free kick just inside the West Brom half. Now, Rothwell is surely... Well, it was in the West Brom half. Anyway, it's been taken from the Leeds half short, and Rothwell bustles forward, gives it to Firpo into the middle, looking to get Gnonto in. He's closed down, and it's just walloped up in the air and into the Leeds half. It'll come out to play for a Leeds throw in, and Struijk sends Diangana flying into the Leeds dugout. Thrown quickly to Rodon. Last few seconds, Rodon into the middle to Rothwell. To Tanaka, now Struijk. It's got to go forwards. Out to Gnonto. Gnonto to take on the defender. Puts it in the middle, and then Furlong is the last player to touch the ball as the final whistle sounds here. And Leeds' winning run comes to an end in frustrating fashion, having gone in front against West Bromwich Albion. The away side got themselves back in the game, got themselves back level. And in truth, in the second half, Leeds just could not find a way through. So, another point added to the total. It's not quite what Leeds wanted, but still, one step closer. Full-time scoreline, it's finished here. Leeds United 1, West Bromwich Albion 1.